Alrighty. So there we go. That was the first segment of the show. You survived it. And we'll go on to the second half, which is the rest of the news. And anything that comes to mind right away? Because I have a few stories I want to talk about. But do you have anything quickly that you want to talk about or no?
What's on the top of your mind? I can tell by the look on your face that something is really getting
Well,
to
there's
you.
a story that
Like
I was
we talked
reading.
about Hulk Hogan already, so like that's
No.
the top story for me.
That's the story. We could talk about him for a few hours, but Kansas City. Let's go to Kansas City, and we'd not talk about the Chiefs, not the Royals, but over there we'll talk about a grocery store known as Sunfresh. Right? They've been operating since 2018, so just a little while ago they started up. It's part of a revitalization project, and the Sunfresh Market is part of a community improvement district where the city collects revenue from 1% retail sales tax on purchases, and it's going to help pay for development. So there is a direct payment that's helping out for the city itself. For people that shop there, it's helping them out. But one thing to note is Sunfresh is owned by a nonprofit, Community Builders of Kansas City. So you can see where they're coming from. They're failing. No products on the shelves. No customers. Rotting food smell when you walk in the store. Almost $750,000 was given to this grocery store by the city. And yet, there's no vegetables, eggs stocked in weeks. When you look at the pictures of this is like almost a government run grocery store. And you see empty shelves. It's reminiscent of pictures I've seen from the Soviet Union in the 80s. It's incredible to see what happens when you take the incentive away of crazy, profit. Right? And I don't know why people would want to see this model being copied over and over again. There's countless examples of why it fails. We have to give a carrot. Carrot is profit, and that's one way to incentivize these businesses to do well. Expand, build out, give customers an opportunity to come there. Not fucking rotting smell of food. Not
and innovate, right? And innovate, right?
I don't know what to say. Like, this is just another example. And you hear in New York, they're talking about these city-run grocery stores they're going to be doing under this potential new mayor. Why? Like, if anything, New York, and I don't want to make this a New York story, but we got to at least acknowledge this. New York, like, what the fuck? It's the idea of New York. It's capitalism, right? You have Wall Street, shit like that. And you're talking about you're talking about city-run grocery stores. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, this is just a failure all around.
It just always fails, and it always comes back. Because democracy is a certain way, right? At a certain point in a democracy, people will vote for free stuff. They're going to vote. They're going to want more free stuff. And that's where it happens here. Now, the people that run this grocery store, the people that are doing it, they probably don't have bad intentions at all. Like these are probably like well-intended people who actually care about their community, who want to do well. Like my heart goes out to those people. Like they just don't get it. Right? Now,
and
like they won't get it. Like,
right.
Like what would
this money's going to be given to them left and right, and they'll just, you don't learn until you fucking get hurt, right?
Yeah,
until, like as Joni said, you touch the stove.
I was just going to say something else that Joey would probably say. Like, in order to get money, you should have to squat 225. Like, you want money from the state? Like, get under a bar. Like 225 right here, 5 reps. Let's go. Right? It's proof of work. You need to do it, right?
You got to give these guys a carrot. And you know what? Being in a system where a capitalist system where those who thrive are the ones that provide the best services to their customers, the best value to their customers. And the ones that don't thrive are the ones that don't provide good value, good services to their customers, because then over time, they'll just lose out. Without money coming in, they'll close shop. And so essentially it's the best wins.
You know what the problem with socialism is, Len? You know what the problem is?
We all fucking lose.
Eventually, you run out of somebody else's money to give away.
No, there is no running out. As long as there's the managing of, as long as you have the ability to borrow, it's not a hard money system. So there's no money running out. It just
Well, then
devalues.
you're devaluing, you're debasing, right? Which is the same thing as taking our money. It's the same thing, right? If they devalue our dollar by 50%, or they take 50% of our money, at the end of the day, it's the same end result. You can buy half of the stuff.
You got to work twice as hard.
Yeah.
Or twice as much.
Twice as much or twice as hard. Yeah.
Until the point where you can't work any harder or any more, and you've basically tapped out, working a second and third job.
It is kind of the stage of democracy, though, right? Like you see it. Like you see at a certain point, democracy becomes a point the finger at everybody who's doing better than you, and let's take their stuff. And that's what it becomes. Over and over and over. The incentives are such that it'll just always come down to this unless we really fix the money.
Here's a couple of comments. So Torup is saying, run out of money, never run out of fiat currency.
Yeah, but you run out of purchasing power.
Right. But he's right. You never run out of thing. And John,
well, it's like the ETH to Bitcoin chart, right? Like it probably never go to absolutely zero, but it'll get really damn close to zero.
And John is saying, Boomer is right. Eventually, you lose your talented people, and you don't have any more productivity in your territory. You know, one thing that's happening in Canada, I've seen statistics, and I posted it today on our Discord. If you haven't gone on our Discord, what the fuck are you doing? A lot of people are leaving Canada. A lot of people of means, people with degrees, doctors, engineers, millionaires, they're leaving Canada at a rate that hasn't been seen in decades. And this number, I suspect, is going to continually go up as things change in Canada, and people that have the ability to move, they just do. They go find a better place to go. Canada, I've said this many, many times, and maybe I'll take some grief for it, for still saying it, but it's a great place. I can't believe I'm going to say this, to work. Right? Like there's, in terms of like earning a living, and I know taxes are high and cost of everything's going high, but look at other Western nations. I think Canada is still probably top of the list of compared to other Western nations. Probably a few others that are better, but Canada is still kind of near the top. As for retiring in Canada, nah, I think there's far better places to do it. But to work, I think Canada is a good place to earn a living as long as you're able to stay ahead of the inflation curve.
In many ways, this literally is the most beautiful place in the world.
We have so much to offer.
Just last night, I was on my paddleboard at Meech Lake.
Yeah.
So about half hour north of Ottawa is this like lake. It's not even that far from the city. And I'm telling you, Len, like this is like one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life. Like I'm lucky enough to have traveled a little bit in my life, and I'm from a part of this country that is like really beautiful. And it's like you'd recognize, you know, the small town that I grew up in. It's kind of a popular place. Meech Lake, just up the road over here.
The Accord, remember the Accord?
Just as nice as anywhere I've ever been in my life. And you literally can just park your car there, grab your canoe, your paddleboard, your whatever, and just jump on the lake and just do your thing.
Yeah.
You're just allowed. The beautiful sunset, like the cleanest water, fresh, clean.
But the problem is, you're describing like for retirement and visiting is beautiful. But if you're not earning anything, you get wrecked. It's a tough place to stay. Like Banff, for instance, is a wonderful place to
Whistler,
go.
Whistler, Banff, Jasper, like all these things are really Victoria,
fucking
BC.
Vancouver. Fucking Vancouver.
Yeah, I know.
Like I've never been there, but from what I see,
stunning.
What I hear, like it's
stunning.
They fucked it up though. They fucked it up royally.
It should be the greatest city in the world. Like Vancouver, 100%. Like people should be like just dying to live there. Yeah, like from the the climate to the wilderness, the natural beauty of that place.
Yeah. And so Canada has all this shit, right? Like in terms, not many places in the world have an abundance of fresh water. We do. Energy, we have oil, natural gas, uranium. We have so much fucking shit.
Yeah.
Diamonds, gold, lots of stuff.
You name it.
Lots of arable land, and lots of not so arable land. It's just a wonderful place. But unfortunately, they were given pocket aces and they fucked up. Right? Like, there was no way anybody was going to invade Canada from the south. The East Ocean, the West Ocean, the North, you have the fucking Arctic. Nobody's going to. So in terms of like dealing with an invasion, like imagine Poland, for instance, and think of Poland over the last 100 change years. I'm not trying to pick on Poland, but they have to defend themselves because they're
in
invaded.
A shit spot. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, they're in a rough spot.
Canada's not, so we don't have to deal with that fucking bullshit.
No,
but yet we still, again, you got to give them fucking pocket aces. And now we have fucking a 2 and a 4 offsuit, and we have nothing.
It's so frustrating.
Get to fucking bluff our way through this fucking game.
It's so frustrating when you take a look at Norway. Look at Norway. We should be in a very similar spot as they are, and better than Norway. We don't have the European Union to deal with. We don't have that, right? We have to the south someone who has an insatiable appetite for the stuff we make. They need our energy. They need our food. Like the resources, they'll happily buy as much as they can from us, as much as we can make in theory, right? If we played our cards right, all this natural wealth, and yet we have what we have.
People fucking lining up at food banks.
Yeah. Long
hospital. If you could somehow earn a living here and just stay ahead of the game and invest in Bitcoin and keep buying Bitcoin, you're able to parlay a decent. The Canadian dollar compared to a whole bunch of other currencies has value for now.
Yes.
Who knows what's going to happen? And if you could just parlay that into fucking corn for the next 5, 10, 15, whatever fucking years, you're golden, and you can find somewhere else to go and enjoy.
Or be a part of making it better when the time comes. And I know we've talked about this. I'm a little bit more optimistic than you are.
Yeah,
I'm more optimistic. Done. Like, be the change you want to see in the world. And it doesn't take much. And Len pretends that he's all like, oh, get the fuck out. Like, I'm team get the fuck out. Len, you're just by having this show and coming on once a week, twice a week, you're something. Okay, it's therapeutic for you for sure, but you are a part of. You are doing it. You are.
There's going to be a point in time. It's sometime, and I can't say when, but there will be a point in time where I will say goodbye, and you'll never see me again.
It'll be me and Joey hosting.
It'll be whomever.
Yeah,
and I don't know when. I do know when it's going to happen because I have it circled on my calendar. So I just don't want to disclose that. But there will be a point in time it's going to say goodbye, enjoy, and that's it. I'm done. And that's it. I'm going to be done. I'll be happy to this. I have no qualms about it. I'm just fed up. And you know what? Not that other places that I want to go to are truly a utopia. There's bullshit there. But there's bullshit I could swallow over there versus the bullshit that I'm seeing over here and the more bullshit that's going to be coming down.
And it's not moving in the right direction here.
Right.
That's
exactly that.
That's the problem. And you said it very well. We were dealt pocket aces and we fucked up our hand.
Yeah.
Right. I go through it too. I think about it all the time. Like all the time. I talk about it. Like I think about it all the time. Like, what if I just go to wherever, right? Move wherever. But then what? Somebody's got to be here, right? Somebody's got to do it. Why not us?
No.
Why not you, Len?
No. I have things to see, and there's I'll explain it after later on. Let's talk about Trump. Gotta talk about him. He's still adding.
There's always something. There's always something to say.
Fucking guy. 45 is always better than 47. 47 is turning out to be a piece of trash, and he's throwing out the idea of taking the money that has been collected on tariffs. Right? They've been doing this for a little while. what are they going to do with this money? Increase
Cocaine.
services, cocaine, pay off the debt. No. They're going to send money to Americans. They're thinking about doing a fucking airdrop of cash to people. Debt right now is at $37 trillion and counting. And you have this one beautiful spending bill that's coming out, and it's going to spend even more money, trillions of dollars.
So how to do it is the devil's in the details here. Now, if they do it through a tax break, then how do you feel about that?
Like if they're spending through a tax break.
No, well, if the airdrop is, accounting, let's say they've collected $1 billion worth of tariffs.
There's a problem with this, though.
So then they give everyone a tax break, and that the accumulative savings from the tax would equal to what they've achieved through tariffs.
You're 10 times too high because they've collected around $100 billion in tariffs. So that's number one. So 100 billion, even if they were to divert this into the debt, it's going to be the proverbial drop in a bucket. But it's a rounding error, right? It's just basically what they missed on the last.
The debt is, forget about that. That's not.
It's not. But sending out the money to people, and what are they going to do with it? Pay off bills that has been accumulated, buy goods, because there's the trade imbalance between them and China. A lot of money that is that people earn gets sent directly to China. China, you see the new subways that were built. I forget which city they were showcasing it. Just this past week, a beautiful subway system, and it was well lit, clean, brand new.
The money is not sent to China. The money is given to consumers, and then consumers buy Chinese-made goods because Chinese-made goods are cheaper.
And that money sloshes around there.
And then it
sloshes around there, and it gets taxed, and then it's bought. Yeah. And so essentially there's a circular economy there until that money somehow gets sent out to the point where maybe it gets sent out somewhere else to buy energy or whatever. But during that time, they're able to use that to improve services. Subways get improved and built. Roads, airports, shit like that. You go to airports in the United States, a lot of them are fucking pathetic.
It's bad.
Roads, bridges.
It's bad.
Right. And it's not going to get any better. And on top of, like I was trying to say with the fucking subways, they build hundreds of kilometers of subways over there. Here in Toronto, if we have to build a subway stop for 5 kilometers, we have to hum and haw for 2 decades before we fucking come to the decision we're going to go ahead with it.
That's key there. What you just said there.
And now you have people that are suffering. Now I'm going to use Toronto as the example. More people come to the greater Toronto area and Toronto, and the public transit sucks. They're not building on it. The roads are taxed to its limit. And so the people's lives suffer as a result because now they driving to and from work, more time required for that. And even for extracurricular activities, if they want to go to the ball game or to the bar or even a fucking grocery store, it takes more time to do. Everything is just, it's impacting negatively people's lives because the money does not stay here and we don't get the benefits of keeping it sloshing around here. It gets sent somewhere else. So going back to Trump airdropping this money, yeah, it's great. But you know what? This money, a lot of it, chunk of it, is going to end up in Chinese hands, and it's going to get sloshed around there, and they're going to be able to improve their ports and all that.
It's a lot more complicated than that. And you're not wrong. It's just a lot more.
I'm fucking angry. That's what I am.
You're angry.
I'm very angry.
Stimulating the consumers. Like if they airdrop, give $1,000 paycheck to every man, woman, and child in the United States, there's going to be lineups at the hair salon. There's going to be lineups the price of certain things are going to go up. The switch to the price of a secondhand switch 2 is going to go through the roof. It's going to go to consumer goods, right? And it's probably not going to be allocated in the most economically efficient way going forward. But they are a tax, right? Like tariffs are a tax. So I'm not against giving the consumer some sort of tax relief based on what they paid already, right? Like what they've paid through these tariffs. Because that's who pays the tax.
And Torp is saying that it's a pre-gaming the midterm voter.
course, that's like, we know that. We've said that. How many times on this show has that come up? Like Doug Ford, every time you know that there's a provincial election coming up when Dougie sends you a stimulus check in the mail, right? Of course, they're going to do that. So what would you rather do, Len? So they've gotten this tariff money. What would you rather see them do with that money? Because I do want to see it go back to the people. I just don't know how. What's the best way to do it? My gut instinct is let's tax breaks.
Tax breaks would be a good option, but then on the flip side, then you have so many more. Like they put in this Doge thing, this Department of Government Efficiency thing, and it's supposed to save people a lot of money because
it didn't go so well, did it?
Elon's fucking pissed about this whole thing, and rightfully so.
Well, it was doomed to fail. Lynn Alden, what does Lynn Alden always say? Who's
pulling the strings? This is what I would love to know. It does matter.
It doesn't matter who's pulling the string. It doesn't matter because nothing stops this train. Nothing stops this train.
If there's a narrative, day one, the war with Ukraine is going to be finished. Day one,
I know.
I'm going to release the Epstein files. Day one, I'm going to do like all this shit. And then you go around and you do the exact opposite. And then this whole big, beautiful bill stuff is the exact opposite. It's not trying to tighten the belts here and try to make do with what you have. It's like it's a uniparty. Right? There's almost no divide between this and the other guys. It's the same shit.
It doesn't.
Now, the only other one is it was a weekend at Biden's. Now, this one, at least this guy could stand on his own 2 feet and
it's just different bread and circus. The bread and circus is a little bit different now. Like that's all it is. It doesn't matter. And that's where I don't know. Does this make me like a black pillar or a white pillar? I don't know. Maybe it's a positive thing. Like it doesn't matter. None of it matters. Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal. Correct. It don't matter. So why stress out over it? So I'm not gonna like.
I just get pissed. I don't get.
I know.
I continually get pissed.
It's frustrating, but
it is. It truly is, and that's why there'll be a point in time and say goodbye. But I'm done.
That's where we are. This is where we are in the situation we are now. We're in a period of fiscal dominance. Right? It's like what's the thing that the snake that eats its own tail? What is that called? In the chat, somebody help me out. What is that called? It's called we all know what I'm talking about, right? Like there's like the picture of the snake that eats his own tail. That's kind of where we are in the economy right now. Where
the problem is people fucking get hurt from all this, and you got more people that are living in cars.
I know.
Right? And it's an added strain. It's like more people that are just robbing people's homes.
Yes. Right? But it didn't just start with Donald Trump or Biden or Trudeau or
it's accelerated with all this shit.
Of course. But what I was it was going to accelerate no matter what. Like maybe on the edge there'd be like certain little things that this person might be a little bit better, that person might be a little bit worse on specific things here and there, but that's just how it is. Poseidon, is that maybe the snake eating its own
pissed
tail.
Is stressed. Don't get pissed now, man. I get pissed and it gets me through the day. Like, you know what? That's the fucking.
But we have Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is the escape.
Bitcoin
is the escape from this nihilism that we all face, right? Like it's shitty out there. Like it's really shitty out there. Like I don't know where people.
Here's an example. Because Joey talks about these signposts all the time. The buy now, pay later stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is something that is becoming more and more mainstream. The annual transaction volume for these buy now, pay later stuff is going to reach a record high this year, $116 billion in 2025. It's a 7x from 2022. And the people that are using this, I think it's because they're trying to carry them to the next paycheck. The sad thing is 25% of all these users are using this buy now, pay later stuff for groceries.
Yes.
For fucking food. And not only that, the same number of users, 25%, have missed at least one payment in 2025. And the problem with this is if they are the people that bought groceries, it's hard to repossess somebody that shit away the groceries that they bought. You essentially, it's gone at that point. So
And
look at this.
how many of these people, and there are a lot, and the growing number of people, how many of these people are homeowners? Probably few. And the ones that are homeowners are probably on the verge. That's all they have is their home, right? So they any bit of credit that they can get against their home, they've probably already done that. But it's probably not homeowners. It's probably renters, and they can't get ahead. And guess what happens when you have a society filled with people who can't get ahead? Shit.
And you know what's going to happen is they're going to vote a certain way.
Of course.
And they're going to tax those that do have.
That takes us right back to what we were talking about half an hour ago.
So if you're a homeowner, and if you think that it's going to be, at least in Canada, you could sell it, and the sale of a primary residence is not subjected to capital gains.
For now.
How long is that going to be? For now. Exactly. How long was that going to be? Eventually, you're going to have enough people enough voters that outnumber those that do not versus those that do have houses. And so when somebody comes out with an idea, you know what, let's tax the primary residence and it's going to be subjected to capital gains. People that own homes, I don't like this, it's not a great idea. But if they have fewer numbers than those on the other side of the fence, well, it's democracy, and that's the way, So eventually it's going to be, if you own a house, or some people call it a liability, it's great now, especially for primary residents, but I don't know for how much longer. It could be for a few more years.
Well, we're already kind of seeing with all the car theft, right? Like car theft is a function of this as well, too, right? Oh, look at that person with a nice new car. I can steal from him. Fuck that guy with the new car, right? That's not a good thing in a society to have this type of stuff.
Torp is asking if home is your largest asset, are you even going to make it? I think it all depends on when they purchased a house. So there's a lot of people that purchased it 20 years ago. And I think that just because of the way things are in Canada, the demand of homes and shit like that, I think that is the majority of their wealth is associated with their house. Could be now worth $1.5, $2 million. And I don't think their Bitcoin allotment, their TFSAs or RSPs are greater than that. Just my 2 cents.
It also depends where your house is, right? And that's not just for talking about like land value. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the social value of owning a home. And Joey talks about this all the time, about like that. Very tough to quantify what that means. So if your biggest asset is your house, but you're in a community that you love and that you are a part of your community and you are an integrated part of your community, you probably are going to make it, because unless your community really changes, then you might not make it. But there's that special sauce that you can't really quantify.
Yeah. There's one thing about owning your own house and having the freedom of doing what you want with your own house. There's something to be said about that. But on the flip side, they're making it harder and harder to come up with a strong justification to continually own a house over a long enough period of time. And still you have to live somewhere. I say, like, you can't live in your Bitcoin, but I don't know. In some cases, renting and being transient gives you a lot of options, but you have to have the means to do that. And not everybody is as blessed, right? So,
and speaking of owning a house, I renewed my mortgage 2 weeks ago, and like one of the things that I don't regret it, but like in hindsight, what I probably should have done is the last time I renewed my mortgage, I probably should have taken out a home equity line of credit and bought Bitcoin. So knowing that, I applied for a home equity line of credit this time when I did my mortgage renewal. Len, do you know how much money they just were willing to give me?
Don't even say it, because it's going to be dependent, I think, of how much percentage of the house you own, right? Like home equity, I think it's dependent on like how much So don't get into specifics because you don't want to.
I don't have to. But it was just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And I left that meeting with the mortgage broker, who was perfectly nice. If she's watching this, like she was great, she was fine. I got they want to drain the equity out of your house. They want you to borrow as much money as you possibly can, like to keep you in this hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, you're offering me how much money? Like
it's like a fucking vampire.
Like, I would never
blood.
Yeah, somebody put in the chat like a HELOC is handy for it. Yeah, it is. That's why I decided to do it. Like I'm just in case if there's a dip in Bitcoin, not financial advice, but looking back on it last time, I should have got a HELOC and bought the dip. Yeah, but the idea of that they want us in debt all the time. So even if you do own your house, like if you own let's say you own your house, and let's say you've done everything right, you've paid off a good chunk of your mortgage, and then you go to renew your mortgage, and then the bank throws money at you at some HELOC, and if you're not responsible enough and you max out that home equity line of credit, you're fucked.
Yeah, and they'll be happy to.
They're happy to.
They'll refinance your mortgage to ensure that you have the maximum coverage, the maximum duration, so they could just suck the fucking blood out of you every fucking month. Because the people over there, they know that historically the price of homes go up, and people don't want to get out once they're in. People want to stay there, and they're house poor and they're just stuck.
And they want you to be even more house poor. Because the more house poor you are, the more the less freedom you have, right? Like the more afraid you are.
Yeah, I've had Torva saying to give them the home, walk away with a whole Bitcoin worth way more. Yeah, gotta live somewhere. The problem is if you just walk away from a home, it screws up your credit here in Canada, and then good luck renting somewhere else. It's just you're stuck, and it's just fucking sucks. Now, if you plan to get the fuck out, then it's a different story.
Pay your bills, and if you're gonna go in debt, if you're gonna use like some sort of debt instrument, if you're in a fortunate position to be able to have those available to you, be responsible.
100. I would even go as far as don't even fucking borrow. Fuck it. Just use your extra every week, every 2 weeks, whatever the fuck it is, and just buy from that. Going into debt ain't worth it. You get wrecked in the end.
Probably.
We could buy Bitcoin now, and then the bank decides to close their accounts. We could continually buy. So I would just say, just do your weekly buys, your every 2 week buy, a DCA, whatever the fuck you do, and just keep stacking. And if rates change, you don't have any extra debt. You still probably have your mortgage and whatever else. At least you didn't add into that fucking. Because you know what, rates are going to probably still go down for the time being, but then eventually it'll go back up. And fuck it, I don't want to get into that. Let's finish this segment off.
Some cheerful, I hope.
Yeah,
we need to cheer you up, Len.
And I'm fucking always angry.
You're mad.
Very angry. Yeah, no, and I'm. So let's do the Brampton man. But you know what? It's gonna be a little bit different because you're in Ottawa. We have a Brampton man versus an Ottawa man. But Joey's not here. We'll make it a 3-way dance. We'll throw in even a Hamilton man into this whole mix here. So I'm going to give you 3 different stories. You tell me which one of these is the Brampton man, the Hamilton man, or the Ottawa man.
Okay.
Number 1. All right. There was a theft. The police noted a huge escalation in the theft of butter and ghee from local grocery stores.
There's a hint.
Hang on. It gets even better. With over 180 reported incidents, they say that $60,000 worth of butter and ghee was stolen. And ghee apparently has a very high resale value, and it possesses an excellent shelf life. So it makes it's an attractive target for thieves. And they suspected that this was being funneled to the black market, like supplying restaurants, catering services, or individuals seeking to purchase these essential ingredients at a discounted rate.
Do you think everybody that's listening to this right now knows what ghee is? Because I don't think like 8 months ago I knew what ghee was. Like I just happen to know now, but like I don't think I used to.
All right. So there we go. So that's the Gee story. And apparently 3 guys were nabbed. And yeah.
Do I get names? Names of these?
No names.
No names. Okay.
Second story. We got this. Okay. Lewd act on the bus. And this suspect is very similar to last week's story, but this suspect was exposing himself to fellow passengers, and he was proceeding to perform sexual acts on the bus. And it was during broad daylight too, nonetheless. It wasn't on the night bus. This guy was just doing it in the middle of the day on public transit. And it's a confined space. Buses are not very big, and you know what? A lot of trauma to witnesses, and people were very disturbed about this. And actually, police released a description of the suspect and urged anybody to come forward with information. South Asian, East Indian man, early 20s, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah. That's a twist.
That is a twist. Third one, we got this man, 28-year-old, and he was arrested after attempting to steal public art. And with the art, a giant inflatable rubber duck. It wasn't any duck. It was a 20-foot tall, brightly colored mascot named Quackzilla. And allegedly, the guy that stole it was under the influence, and he was so fucked up, he tried to drag this tethered fucking duck into a nearby body of water, claiming he was, quote, liberating it for the ducks of the world. Witnesses were reporting that he was shouting about duck rights and attempting to paddle away with it on a stolen canoe before the police intervened.
That's the most Canadian story I've ever heard. So we have
the stolen butter and ghee. We have the guy that was whacking off again on the bus. And the third, the inflatable duck being stolen.
Now,
which is...
I'm not very confident in this because you put, there was a twist.
Yeah, there was.
There was some twists in there.
There was.
I'm still gonna go the first one, Brampton.
Guy Brampton, that's your choice?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna be that.
And then I'm gonna go the second one, Hamilton.
So the guy stroking himself again, Hamilton's the second week in a row. Hamilton stroking. Okay.
Yeah.
Then the third
of
these.
And the duck, I've never seen a duck. I live in Ottawa. I've never seen that big duck, but like I'm not. But there's lots of bodies of water here.
Yeah, there are.
There's a lot of people that would like do crazy things for duck rights in this town. And canoes, I see people in canoes all the time, so that kind of makes sense. Even though I've never seen this duck. So lock it in. That's my final answer.
All right. Well, I hope people playing at home have locked in their answers as well, because this isn't a game just for us over here to play. This is a commutative game, so hope everybody has decided to pick their choices what they are. First one, the Ghee, definitely Brampton. 3 guys, Vashvijit Singh, Sukhmander Singh, and Dalwal Sadhu were all charged for doing their thing with that. So yes, they were that. Second one, the guy stroking himself, the South Asian East Indian, was Ottawa.
Oh,
yes. So he was not. I don't know if it was on which train.
Wasn't the one I take into work.
And the third one is the guy with the rubber duck, Hamilton man. He was trying to take that to Lake Ontario and trying to liberate it. What a fucking world we live in. Yeah. Now, if it came over here from abroad and it claimed asylum, maybe we would be able to give it a hotel or something along those lines.
Was it a rainbow duck?
It didn't say, but if it wasn't, it missed the opportunity, right? So it would have had again, it would. Did you hear that Canada is trying to recruit asylum seekers from the LGBTQ community? Have you heard about this or no?
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah, so interesting stuff that that's being done. I'll leave it at that. We have some good wishes for Joey in the chat, so yeah, I hope he's doing better.
So Joey's Achilles was a thing. That's like 2023 meta. right? When Joey's Achilles, the guy in the chat that we called himself Joey's Achilles.
There's two of them. There's Joey's Achilles and Joey's ACL.
Yeah, Joey's ACL is the new one, right?
No, it's a rehash of an old one.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so we used to get messages to boostograms from Joey's ACL. I don't know what happened to him. Right? He's not doing it anymore.
He's busted.
Yeah. Well,
he got wrecked. He got wrecked.
You talk about the user or the actual ACL? Because the ACL, yeah. I don't want it to spoil anything, but Joey will talk about it on Monday. So, Boomer, appreciate you coming in, pinch hitting under relatively short notice. This has been good. Hope you enjoyed it.
Who was the Blue Jays' best pinch hitter back in the day?
Rance Mulliniks was a good one. Pat Tabler was another good one. Lee Mazzilli, late in his career when he was
Pat Tabler was like famously like one of the greatest hitters ever with the bases loaded.
Yeah, like almost a 500 average.
Career 500 average with the bases loaded. It's wild.
Garth Orge was another one they used a lot in pinch hits. So, yeah.
I'm the Lance Mulliniks.
Rance
Mulliniks. Yeah.
He was a solid. So he was the lefty and Tabler was the righty. So depending on the pitcher, they would bring in either of the two.
Yeah.
But that's it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show. And thank you very much, Boomer, for pinch hitting. With that, take care. Last words, Boomer?
Yeah, thanks for having me. You guys got a really nice shout out on the Rock Paper Bitcoin podcast this week.
Oh,
like just randomly. I don't know how, but they complimented. They were talking about the technical difficulties that you had last week. And they were just saying, like, when you do a live show, those are the things that can happen, and nobody can really predict that. And then they went on a little side tangent about how you guys are one of the more professional podcasts that they've ever dealt with before. So,
Business
really
Cat
nice.
Wrote in a bunch of times to us for boostograms.
Yeah, he's great. I'll be on their show in 2 weeks. So, if anybody tuning in. You should be listening to Canadian Bitcoin podcast. You should be listening to Rock Paper Bitcoin. 40 hours a week. Reach out to me on Twitter. Like, I'll help you. 40 hours a week. I can help you get set up to 40 hours a week. But these are like pivotal. These are like core 40 hours a week podcasts. Canadian Bitcoin podcast, Rock Paper Bitcoin, and the Bugle. Like, that's got to be your core.
You do it, man. Holy cow. 40. Good for you for achieving that 40 hours. So with that, then, take care. And we'll be back at this Wednesday with Joey. So take care.